All right, y'all. We are live. We are live. Everybody drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Hit the like button and drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you are at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you are at. We are about to have a conversation and we're simply pontificating because I don't want to get sued and Jesse doesn't want to get sued.
Thought
But
experiment.
we're going to have a thought experiment about Charlie Kirk possibly still being alive through this whole time. And I've been afraid to talk about this for months. So if you've already been watching me, you already know that I had thoughts about this. But Jesse on Fire, my co-host right here, he has so much information where we had to do this live stream together. So introduce yourself, Jesse.
What's up, everybody? Jesse on Fire. Yep, my channel's Jesse on Fire, and I've been covering this case since it happened, and I've been all over the place. But yeah, in the last few weeks, I came to the conclusion that again, none of this is a statement of fact, but I got convinced that Charlie's alive. And when I started looking into it further in terms of okay, so if I'm basing it on this, the more I looked, the more stuff I found that supported that conclusion. And I did an entire series on it. I've got a playlist that's got 5 or 6 episodes on it so far. And I am yet to have a single person watch the series and tell me everybody is like, you're out of your mind. And then they go watch it. And then they're like, I'm convinced. I'm like, I know, man. Yeah.
The same thing with me, but I've been afraid to say it. I've been afraid to say it. So I seen you talking about it. I'm like, yo, we got to talk about this. And before we start, if anybody is looking to buy a mother-daughter card game, whether you're a woman or a man that has somebody in your family that has issues, because we all have issues with our moms or our dads, coming up, and it affects our life overall as adults. A lot of the things that happen in our childhood affects us as adults. Make sure to pick up your mother-daughter card game. If you're a guy, you have a wife, sisters, girlfriend, make sure to get this card game. And of course, if you're a woman, whether you have a mother, she's still alive, or if you have a daughter, make sure to get this mother-daughter card game. It will literally help you in so many different ways in your adult life. And it will help your child understand your point of view. Also, the link is under this video. And I also realize how many people are watching on TVs. So I put an actual link on the screen. So it's either up here or here. There's a QR code where you can just tap your phone against your own TV and get the card game that way. And the link is also in the chat. So the first thing I want to say is I would like to play devil's advocate, because one of the things that confused me personally every time I had thoughts of whether Charlie Kirk is alive or not is, why doesn't the number one person that was close to Charlie Kirk, other than Erica Kirk, seem to know this or be aware of this? And we're talking about Candace Owens. So shout out to Candace Owens. Candace will be back tomorrow. So some of y'all like, oh my God, you're going live at the same time Candace Owens is going live. Candace Owens is going live tomorrow. So we're smart. We're not going to take her time slot knowing she's on live.
The Bride of Charlie series.
The Bride of Charlie is hilarious. And the other word for Charlie is Chucky. So the Bride of Chucky is hilarious. So why do you think Candace Owens, out of all people, is so upset about this whole case if Charlie Kirk is actually alive?
So to me, it's very simple and easy to explain, which is if you have to look at the relationships, because you have Charlie and Candace's relationship. For Charlie to be able to do this, there are a lot of people involved. That's how I ended up figuring it out, assuming that I'm right. I'll just keep saying that, but that's how I started figuring it out, or that's how I finally figured it out. Was I got again, I just all at once kind of went and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, if he's alive, then no one committed a murder. So I can reframe my thought process, because if someone gets killed, you can only have a handful of people involved, because the more people that know, the more likely they're all to get caught, the more likely something goes wrong. But if you're doing something like this, it's like, it's not even a capital crime. So there can be a lot more people involved. And that's when I was like, with like a realization about Phil Lyman. And so the number of people that would have had to have been involved, Trump, Cash, JD, at the top level, once Trump greenlights it, everybody else has a green light to do it. He's the president. Right. So, but at TPUSA, just TPUSA, like think about the leaked text conversations between Charlie and his team, in the one where he was mad at the donors, and he's like, I'm going to have to leave the pro-Israel lobby, all that, that conversation, because in that conversation, what they were actually talking about is Tucker being at AmFest. He's going to have Tucker, and they're like, you can't have Tucker at AmFest, whatever. People were pulling their donations. So what Charlie said while going off was, he's like, I'm thinking about having Candace. And what that tells you is that he's friends with Candace, obviously, but what that tells you is what Candace's status in that arena is. And because Candace had gone so hard at Israel, like this whole thing, like if you're in a position like Charlie's, you're managing so many different relationships. He's managing all the TPUSA people. He's managing the donors. He's managing Candace as a good friend. He's managing all of these people all over. And at the end of the day, like if you've ever been in a situation like that, and there are people that are not going to work together, it is just that simple. Like, and I think that Candace was radioactive to people that he had no choice but to have involved in this thing. And so I think he was forced to have her on the outside of it. And I think that's one of the biggest miscalculations that they made, assuming that I'm right. He made the two biggest ones in terms of who's in and who's out, and the roles they were going to play, is having Candace on the outside was a thermonuclear bomb that you're not sure if it's going to detonate or not. You're like, if they would have been thinking clear, it's like, we better sell Candace on this dude, that like they're the ones who did it, because in order to pull this off, you have so many people involved at TPUSA that she knows. And so if she believes he's killed, but doesn't believe the official story, how long do you think it's going to take her before she starts pulling on strings and finds the people that were involved in this crime? Except the only thing that she doesn't know is that it's not a crime. So like, she inevitably is going to start eating her way up the ladder. And what's so crazy about it is only the insiders realize why they have to respect her, because they're like, God, she figures everything out, man.
Right.
And, and so she's going off thinking that he's dead and murdered, and they're the ones who did it. And they can't bring her in because they couldn't have had her in at the beginning. And then you have Erica, who's out there. They thought she would get embraced by the American public as like this widow, whatever. And it kind of worked that way at first, until enough people were like, what's wrong? I don't get it, dude. What is wrong with her? Why is she not upset? And then they're doing they're doing all these big events, all Charlie's idea, guaranteed. Yeah. And then it starts to unravel. And then, you end up where you're at now. You know what I mean?
So remember the time where she actually sat down and met with Erica Kirk?
Yeah.
And when she came back, one of the thoughts I had was, what if this is the time that Charlie Kirk comes out behind the curtain and says, hey, I'm still alive. Like, stop what you're doing. Like, you're screwing everything up. Like,
hand Candace the phone.
And then she comes up and hugs him like, oh my God, you're still alive. But
I thought about that. Yeah.
It seems like, especially with what she's about to do tomorrow, that didn't happen. So even if in the beginning, Charlie Kirk planned this whole thing and said, okay, we got to box Candace out and say, we're not going to do this because, Candace is this, or Erica Kirk hates Candace, or they're not going to get along. She's going to mess everything up, or whatever. Right. But because it's been 6 months, right? After months of seeing Candace get millions of views, speaking on this, having everybody to some point, because some people don't, they hate Turning Point USA just as a company. wouldn't at some point Charlie Kirk, if he was still alive, he would just come out and say, yo, I'm live. Like, stop. Because right now, she's about to go nuclear on his wife. So wouldn't at this point, at some point, she turns around and says, hey, he's still alive. Shh. He's still alive. Like, stop. You're ruining the whole company. So that's the first thing. What do you think about that? Like the end goal, at some point, if he's still alive, would it make sense for him to just stop this freight train?
I've thought about that a lot. And to the point where before this recent iteration of when she finally took the gloves off and was like, okay, now I'm going directly at Erica. I think that the way this happened actually answers the question. Because what I think happened was, if I was going to just make a complete guess and hypothesize based on what I know about all the people involved, I would guess that Erica and them went and met with Charlie, and Erica was probably wearing those earrings like Kamala was wearing in the debate, and Charlie's literally in Erica's ear, like just in case, to tell her what to say. And the reason that I think that they could, we don't know really, again, I'm just operating under the assumption that, right, we don't really know what the full picture is. I don't know if he's in witness protection. I don't know if part of the reason that they did this would have been because there was a state actor that was going to kill him, and so they intervened and took him off the board. I don't know. But what I do know is that, once you commit to a thing like this, you don't come out. There's no, oh, I faked my death, and then okay, if this doesn't really work out, I'll come back. There's no coming back. There is no chance that happens. Right. Zero. And there never was. And I think that
but it's not illegal, because it's not illegal though, just a thought, because
it would be now.
This is one of the things that I realized, and a lot of the people in the Scooby-Doo chat, shout out the people in the Scooby-Doo chat. It's not illegal to fake your death in Utah. So if I don't know enough about the legalities of this. If it was to come out that he still would be alive, I don't think it will be against the law, unless it's a federal crime.
So I'm pretty sure it would be technically fundraisers, all their fundraisers are we miss Charlie so much. I think that would be fraud probably.
Okay.
But again, I'm not trying to put a charge on him. I'm just kind of, I think that now there is a, a way where this, it's completely not, it would be untenable. Okay. But
that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Cause I don't think that, cause to fake your death, you do that, but you can't, I think you can't raise money on that. Nonetheless though.
Yeah.
It's if he's in WITSEC or something, I don't know the exact guidelines, but I'm pretty sure there are pretty strict guidelines about, contacting anyone and then letting them know. It's a weird situation because it's such a public figure.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is that I think that we all overestimate the size of our collective reach, because to me, I'm it seems like everybody's all over these people. It's just they're just all over TBUSA. But then I think about it, I'm okay, so if I went to Thanksgiving dinner with the family, I've got all my aunts, uncles, and cousins, everybody's there. And I asked them some question that's just common sense to our community about what happened. They're wait, what? None of it, none of them even know about this stuff. They might maybe have heard about what Candace is talking about, but they probably wouldn't even know specifics on that. So I think it's smaller for than we give it credit for, but now it keeps on building because Candace is such a she's an incredible once in a generation on camera talent.
Yeah.
And just person in general, she's a genius. I genuinely believe that. And she's just so fucking savage, man. When she gets on a thing, it's she doesn't care. She's just so not afraid of anybody. She's just going to steamroll forward. And if she thinks she's right, she's just going to go.
Yeah.
But I think that you literally just can't come out. He can't tell her. They tried going back to the point I was making, when they did the meeting, they tried to answer all of her questions, Charlie probably in the ear, and Candace, she looked like she had been chilled out. Right. And I think she was
for a couple of days.
The things that they said to her, she started catching them in lies, so like as time went on, she started being like, wait, you told me that was like an outright lie. Like it's a lie. And so I think that
with that being said, like, because say he couldn't show himself, right? But he was in her ear, right? Looking at just the body of work that, because this is like at least 10 years of Charlie Kirk, just building his company, right? He's pretty smart and he's pretty like cerebral, right?
Very much.
I can't imagine Charlie Kirk still being at the helm of all of this and all of the decisions. And just like you said, with the lies, he's a very good orator. Like he's famous for, going back and forth with people and not getting caught in the lies, knowing what to say, knowing what not to say. So in some way, if he's still running this, how does everybody look like buffoons all of a sudden? Wouldn't they just look like the smartest people on earth because they have Charlie Kirk running everything? They look stupid and dumb. Everybody, whether it's Blake Neff or, all of them.
Yeah, I think it's spun out of control. Like, I think it's like, even for Chuck, because like, again, this is such a massive play. Like this whole thing is like, you're pushing all your chips in and it's like the vision, if they would have pulled it off, would have been exactly what they thought it was. Huge gamble, massive gamble if they pull it off. And I keep on saying this, and I will always say it. If Candace would have been in the position that Erica's in, it would have been, it not only would have worked, it would have been one of the most like seismic shifts in American culture ever, because if she was the one on the stage and Candace was the one leading TPUSA afterwards, and she's the one who's talking, and imagine, oh my God, dude, imagine that moment after Charlie got killed when Erica's like, they're going to feel the wrath of this widow. Imagine if that's fucking Candace, bro. I'd watch that every day. Anytime I wanted to get fired up, I would watch Candace deliver that line, and you'd be like, dude. But it's like, but if you got the wrong people in the wrong role, it can get away from you. You know what I mean?
Right. So with that being said, right, you said something, because I watched your playlist, right?
Yeah.
There was something that I was playing on my show on a normal basis that just scared the hell out of me. And I was just like, yo, what you just said made a lot of sense. So let me play this right here, and we're going to talk about it, because you just gave me a new understanding of something Candace Owens said. So I'm going to play this. Y'all check this out. And everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
For a phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett, where
hello,
maybe 72 hours max after.
Okay. So this right here is something from, I would say, about maybe 4 months ago.
I want to tell you guys this. There's another phone call that I had with Andrew Colvett where I was crying on the phone with him. I mean, I am talking maybe 72 hours max after Charlie was killed. And he was also upset on the phone, but he said something, and it's hitting differently the more that I think about it. He said,
it was supposed to be
and
you.
I quote, "Candace, it was supposed to be you. It was supposed to be you." Now, at the time, I dismissed this as some sort of bargaining, right? That's an actual stage of grief. You do bargain. You wish that it was this person. You could trade it.
This part right here, because you just said it was supposed to be you, but you actually meant it was supposed to be you to head.
Exactly.
I
said that in my series. Yeah.
I got it from you. That's what I'm saying. You gave me a different way of thinking about that video. So I'm like, wait, it was supposed to be you, not that dies, but that takes over?
Correct.
So that was mind-blowing, and that came from your series. So everybody make sure to watch Jesse on Fire's series about Charlie Kirk possibly may still be alive. So can you explain that it's supposed to be you from this point of view? Because that blew my mind.
Yeah, because so one of the things that I've wrestled with a little bit is like there was so much in this case that seemed to be, for lack of a better word, prophecy, right? It's like Candace has receipts. She has text messages with Charlie that are like, he knows he's going to die young. He knows he's going to die young. He's not going to be here to see it through. Candace is going to be the one who takes over and then pushes it over the line. And she's going to be the Iron Lady that takes over and finishes the revolution or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was all the stuff with Snake Eyes. And the Snake Eyes one was the one where the movie Snake Eyes, for people who don't know, the movie Snake Eyes is a 1998 Brian De Palma movie where a guy named Charles Kirkland gets killed at a huge event. He gets shot in the neck in the absolutely identical spot that if you superimposed Charlie getting shot and the guy getting shot in the movie, the bullet would just go directly through them. Like there would be one bullet hole.
Yeah.
And it's the guy who's in the boxing match that is the event is Tyler, the executioner. You have Tyler Robinson, who's supposedly the executioner. There's it's on September 10th. It's like, there's so much stuff that it was like, what? Doesn't even make sense. And then I just found in my last episode that the main woman in that movie is wearing a white pantsuit exactly like what Erica wore.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, it's in my most recent one. And
there was a guy in there that went like this, just like the USA guy. Yeah. So
and she's wearing a white pantsuit. And she wore the same white pantsuit both in the first address and at his memorial. She wore the exact same thing, like the same exact jacket in both of them. So anyway, so like it was one of those things that at first you're like, what? Like when I first saw that Snake Eyes stuff immediately after it broke, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are we in a simulation or what? Did God foretell this through some random 1998 movie? That doesn't even make sense. Like I just couldn't figure out what it meant.
Yeah.
And so that was one of those things where when I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And I've got a huge, absolutely enormous thing that I'll put in my next episode that I learned about that movie now. That's like, and headshot. That's the end of anybody doubting that I'm right. But anyway, so on the text messages though, that's when he said that she was, it was going to be her. And then, so it's like all of this stuff is like, there's so many different layers to it. And so, when Colvett said it was supposed to be you, she thinks back on it. She's like, wait, what? I was supposed to get killed, which of course would certainly plant a seed in her head that like, well, wait, if it was supposed to be me, who doesn't like me? And then it's like, wait a minute, is he telling me that he got whacked out by them? He meant it was supposed to be you that took over the company and became CEO because they had just made Erica CEO.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because her assumption was Charlie, her, and Tucker was on some type of hit list. And then right after that, she seemed to be on some type of hit list. And we all talked about that too, right? Where some weird figure was like, the next time you go live, we're going to do this. And nothing happened happily. And she's okay.
Ian told me that guy. So I did a video on that did really well. And then and Ian told me that guy, he's like, that guy's not real. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. What she said was that she found that the Macrones put money behind it, right? Like, and then that, because it happened at the exact same time. That's why I ran it, because she put out that the Macrones did it, and that video came out, and I covered that. But
so you're saying Ian told you that the Macrones?
No. Ian told me that one video, the video where he said she's gonna get gutted live. That was fucking gnarly, man. He said that video is fake, is what he told me. Like that, but he said it publicly too. Like he didn't just tell me behind the scenes. He said that video wasn't real.
Okay, shout out to Ian. So I want to give y'all a side note since we're talking about Snake Eyes, and this is going to blow your mind. I don't think you even know this. You ready? This is absolutely crazy. Okay, everybody hold on, because this is absolutely crazy. Do you know that there actually was a band? It was a band named I Am the World Trade Center. And anybody, y'all can look this up. There was a band called I Am the World Trade Center. They put out an album 2 months before y'all already know. 2 months before the attack, actually July 17th, 2001. Y'all can look this up. And track 11 was named September. So I just want to give y'all that fun fact that would tell y'all that, in all honesty, everything is a parody. Like, if you just look at The Simpsons, another example of a parody, I actually think we are in some type of Truman Show where all of us are Truman. Because how in the world can you come out with a band? You named the band World Trade Center, and I'm sure it took you about 6 months to a year to put together an album to be able to put it out. And then 2 months before, the planes crash, you come out with an album called that, and next thing you know, track 11 is named September. So
that's weird.
I think everything, and then when you look at all the things that Cash Patel said, we have to watch See You in Valhalla and all this other stuff, right? I personally think that they do things like this to play with us, to make us feel like we're crazy. I think one of the actual reasons the Rothschilds put a lot of this propaganda that we see on TV and the news together is to make us think we're crazy. Like, as an example, with the Epstein files right now, right? Do you realize that the people that are worried about the Epstein files ruining their lives are paying people to put the Epstein files out? And here's the reason why. The more AI images that come out and get shown as, oh, sorry, that's AI, it gets to a point where all of us start thinking we're crazy every time we see an image of Trump or this person or that person, and we start thinking like, wait, is that AI? Was he really there? Wait, was he there too? This person there? No, that's AI. And then everybody's sitting around at work like, oh, did you see this? Oh, that's AI. Did you see this? That's AI. And next thing you know, you don't actually believe anybody was at Epstein Island because you think everything was AI. So it's always somebody in the group, it's always that one person like, oh, that's AI. Oh, that's AI. It's always that, oh, that's AI person that is going to be in every group that's going to turn around and have you thinking like, so it was AI? So this guy wasn't on Epstein Island? Next thing you know, we all just move on because we think we're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what all of these situations are doing is adding a small bit of doubt to make us doubt ourselves, doubt what we see, and doubt our investigations to make us just go about our business. So we can see the horrendous murder. We can see this. We can see that right in front of us, and we're not going to believe it. And it will get to the point where we won't ever believe anything moving forward.
Do you know who Yuri Bezmenov is?
Say it again.
Yuri Bezmenov. Have you ever heard that name before?
Yuri Bezmenov is
So he was a former Soviet Union KGB leader who defected to Canada in the late 70s, early 80s, and he came forward and explained the ways that, like, the specific strategies that they implement in enemy countries to try to break their government, like break the country and then take over, right? Like non-violent stuff. And you take a country over in, I believe it's like 3 steps. The first step takes about 20 years and it's demoralization. You infiltrate the school system, you argue all this social justice stuff, and you literally poison the minds of this generation. And then as they grow up, then once you have the population demoralized, you destabilize and then you have some kind of what's it called? It's like a tragedy, some big thing, and then you take over. But part of how he described the destabilization portion. So demoralization takes, I think he said 20 to 30 years. The destabilization is another 20 to 30 years. And in that process, he described exactly, this is pre-internet, pre-everything, is you trick the population to where they have no idea what's true. Like all of these different sources will tell different things to where no one believes anything. And that way, when you start implementing totalitarian, like they won't even believe it's real. So like that, he literally uses that exact example. He says that you will have them not knowing which way is up. Like if they won't know which is left, which is right. And they literally won't believe that they have been enslaved until the boot hits the back of their neck. That's like a verbatim quote. And that's what it is like, if you don't believe anything, AI, he probably couldn't have even imagined AI at the time, but AI, basically all the tools, all the stuff that we look at now in terms of exactly what you're talking about, in terms of like tricking people or propagandizing and keeping us apart. And then social media makes it so easy. It's so easy. And with AI, it's absurd. Like it's not fair. It's not even fair. It's not fair. It's like if these people, they don't like ICE, and you can just create any video that you want. It's like, these people don't like leftists, and you can create some leftist running over a kid and then be, you know what I mean? Like you can make anything. You can literally create anything, and people will believe it because they want to believe it. You know what I mean?
And it causes us to second guess our own beliefs.
There's no way to know what's real. It's impossible.
And I think that's the scariest part of all of this, like whether Charlie Kirk is alive or whether he's not. I would say whether if he's alive, nobody would believe it. Like if he actually came out and said, hey guys, I'm alive. Like if he just did a video, right? Not even, went somewhere. Hey guys, I just want y'all to know I'm alive and I'm okay. Everybody's going to say, oh, that's AI.
For sure.
So it's not even going to make a difference if he came out and said, oh, he's alive. We're not going to believe it.
Yeah. If he started doing live events, they'd be like, that's hologram Tupac, Charlie Kirk version, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So let's get into why Charlie Kirk may or may not have faked his death. All right. And I'm going to read the super chats in a minute. So if you want to drop a super chat, drop the super chat now. We're about to read all the super chats in about.
Let me know when you want me to put up that Bongino thing too. I think I forgot to send you that, but I'll just share my screen and you can.
Yeah. Share the screen. Okay, cool. So before we do that, I just wanted to bring this up. Some people may say, why in the world would Charlie Kirk feel the need to fake his unaliving? That's dumb. Why? Like he was on the top of his game. Like why in the world? Well, with all of my research, there has been like several situations where Turning Point USA itself, not Charlie Kirk, but Turning Point USA, and of course Charlie Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point. So Turning Point is Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk is Turning Point USA. There are several accounts of them targeting tadpoles. So let me play this video right here. And some of y'all seen this and some of y'all have not.
Recruited at a very young age. How did they take you guys to bars in Scottsdale? Because I remember in your video you said that you guys took a bus that had like stripper poles on it.
Right. Where have I seen that guy before?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Huh?
Where have I seen that guy before?
He's a whistleblower. And somebody had said, I don't know if it's true, one of these Turning Point USA whistleblowers have been murdered. I don't know if that's true or not, but let's just look at this. So hopefully he's okay.
You guys took a bus that had like stripper poles on it. Right. And then they took you out and got you drunk.
A 17-year-old and a bus with stripper poles. Keep that in mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
A lot of party buses have stripper poles in it, but like to have like a Christian conservative custody,
though, that's where I was
take underage kids that are 17,
and that's what I also
out in Scottsdale. How did they get you to bar?
And shout out to
I
Brandon
remember this
Billy.
guy, dude. I know where I remember him from. Go ahead. Sorry. I remember.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon and Billy. I know them. They work with Ian also. We were actually about to put together a situation where they went out to the fest, wherever it was, Demon Fest, whatever the the Turning Point USA thing was. I forgot what it was, but they were about to go to the bar and see if they can question some of the people at that bar and see if they would say anything about, you know, what Turning Point USA was doing. So let's keep going.
Bars in Scottsdale if you were under 21.
Yeah, so the first bar that they took us to, which was with all the administrators, so I'm talking all the higher ups besides Charlie. Obviously he was not a part of this, but speaking of like the college, the person who ran the college department, the person who ran the high school department were there, and they took us to a bar called Buffalo Chip in Arizona.
Oh, I'm familiar with
back
that.
in 18.
Yeah, they was going to go to Buffalo Chip and record the people snitching on Turning Point USA. I don't think they did it, but that's what we were planning on doing.
That bar,
Okay.
which is already kind of weird as it is. You know, it's a kind of unmoralistic for Christians to go to bars as it is. So it's kind of weird. And then the second day that we went out was with the senior representatives of Turning Point, and those people got us into the bars. The bouncers did not ID anyone because they knew these people that were taking us in and just trusted them, I guess.
See what I'm saying? So that's one example of Turning Point USA being somewhat weirdly unscrupulous, where they were, and this was Turning Point USA, and this is factual, they were recruiting tadpoles and taking them to bars. And then you had this. Hold on, because I'm trying to build a case real quick. Because that's kind of like what you got to do.
I want to talk about that particular guy when you're done. Because I remember I put him in one of my videos. Yeah. I was like, dude, I know that guy's face. Yeah.
Here's another one right here.
The story about when I was 17 at CPAC. So when I was 17, I go to CPAC and I'm a high schooler. Turning Point brings all these like high school and college students.
What?
All these like high school and college students.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Not like super monitored. And there's these politicians and there's these media figures and all of.
Y'all hear that right? Politicians, almost like on some Epstein Island stuff.
And all of these adults who said like have access to these college and high school kids. Me and two other girls, they were in college. We got invited to a party. I'm 17. We go to this party and it's in like a penthouse suite, like way up fancy and near a hotel.
Put a 1 in the chat if this sounds like some Epstein Island stuff. Put a 1 in the chat if this sounds like some Epstein Island stuff that Turning Point USA allegedly is doing or was doing.
Fancy and near a hotel.
What she's saying sounds exactly like what Diddy was doing when he was inviting women up to the Diddy parties. Was Turning Point literally a reincarnation of Diddy parties?
This was like.
So right there, I'm glad I said that in that video, is bringing me back to the reason why I'm bringing this up. For some people, they're wondering why in the world would Charlie Kirk fake his death? Well, in my opinion, because it's just an opinion, the same thing that happened to Diddy, because for those who don't know, Diddy is presently in prison, doing 4 years in prison for traffic lights. I'll just say traffic lights. If y'all know what traffic lights is, I got to use code words. Diddy is in jail or prison for traffic lights. Okay. I have a pontification that the same lawsuit that was about to happen to that happened to Diddy was about to happen to Charlie Kirk. What happened with Diddy was Cassie filed a lawsuit and a guy named Lil Rod filed a lawsuit, and the lawsuit just opened up discovery. And when discovery opened up all the cases and everything, it came out that Diddy literally had tunnels under his house. This is when they did a raid of 2 of his mansions, and they found out that there were, in fact, tunnels. And I covered this. I got 1 million views on the video where I talked about tunnels. So next thing you know, they found tunnels under Diddy's house. Next thing you know, he got indicted. Next thing you know, he's in prison. So All that had to happen was somebody came out with a lawsuit that sued Diddy along with Bad Boy and opened discovery. And next thing you know, it turned into a criminal case. Next thing you know, Diddy went to prison for traffic lights. So with all that being said, in my opinion, Charlie Kirk, because this just happened, I would say, what, December of last year? So Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. When you mean when Diddy got found guilty and sentenced?
When he got
sentenced.
He
got indicted in March. He got indicted in March or April of 2024.
When he gets sentenced? When did he get sentenced? Around December of last year, right? No, it was like
maybe October. I feel like
October. Okay, yeah. It was around wintertime, I remember, because it was cold out. So, in my opinion, Charlie Kirk was able to see that, damn,
October.
I'm next. The same thing that happened with Diddy, as you can see, he was in some type of way doing the same thing Diddy was doing, possibly, or Turning Point USA was doing this behind Charlie Kirk's back. Next thing you know, Charlie Kirk was like, yo, this can happen to me. All one of these young girls, these 17-year-old girls, or that 17-year-old guy that was in that video has to do is sue me and Turning Point USA, and they're going to find out all the other stuff we was doing. And maybe they got tunnels, you know, all the stuff that we've been hearing about, remaining angels and you know, that may come out. And next thing you know, they sat down in the boardroom like, hey, what if this happens to us? How can we avoid this? And somebody came out with a genius idea and said, how about you fake your death and then they can't sue you? Because if they can't sue Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk becomes a martyr and Charlie Kirk's wife becomes this widow, Turning Point USA becomes untouchable and no lawsuit and no jail time. So that may be a reason why Charlie Kirk faked his death. But go ahead. What's your thoughts on that? And then we could talk about how you know the guy, because that's interesting.
What I was going to say is so the way that I got the prison thing on my radar is because Charlie said it. And he said that, now I don't think it, I mean, my personal opinion, I don't think it had anything to do with all that. I think it had to do with the money. I think it had to do with how they were moving money around in at TPUSA. Because he literally, I found, here you go. I actually found the clip of him saying it where he's like, okay, he literally, here, can I share my screen? I'll show you guys. Is that here?
Let's see.
Let me see.
All you have to do is
yep, there you go. Yep. All right. And then and then you put it up on the screen, I think.
All right, I gotta take something out. Let me see this. Let's do this. And take this down. Remove this. Boom. Get him out of there. All right, here we go.
Okay, check this out. So this is shout out to Daily Fredo with Kate. She found some good stuff. Okay, this is the clip right here.
Thought it was a restoration of the Judeo-Christian values that are inherent to the Constitution. Restoration of the Judeo-Christian values that are inherent to the Constitution.
Let me tell you why, because I think you might appreciate this as a historian. Joe Biden sent the entire federal government after Turning Point USA and me personally. They wanted me in federal prison. Right.
We don't want that.
And by the way, that's what despots do, not Donald Trump. Let me finish. And so when Donald Trump won, it was a sigh of relief that maybe I won't have to go to federal prison. Sure. Maybe I can actually be around my kids. And maybe we can live in a free society.
I kind of brushed past this.
So there you go. So, I mean, that's it. Like, that's him in plain English. Like he cried when Trump won because he was so over. You can take it down. That's all I had there. But like, he cried because he was so afraid that he was going to end up in prison because, and the investigation that was into him was the Jack Smith special counsel investigation. Like, dude, those special counsel guys, they want scalps. If they targeted Charlie, and that was a fully 100% partisan, investigation where like they were going after Trump, Charlie, and Charlie's like probably top lieutenant that can impact an election. And they were going to, here's the thing. Anybody who runs an organization that is taking in 9 figures every year, if they want to pin a financial crime on you, they're going to find one, dude. And in the case of Turning Point, in the investigations that I've seen where people looked into their finances, it's like, like this stuff is not honestly, to me, everything that I see, I'm like, this isn't even, I wouldn't even call this unethical. It just seems like this is like what I would do. It's like, oh, well, if we have to hire a social media company, why don't I create a social media company and I'll hire my own company? It's just, I think it's might be technically illegal, but like, I don't know, I would do it if I didn't know it was illegal. But they were doing that all over the place. And so I think that when they realized they were targeted and then they start getting counseled by attorneys who are very clear on what's legal and what's not with nonprofits, they probably look, they're like, you guys are under a tax-free 501c3, but you're paying yourselves millions of dollars to companies that are yours. This is just black and white, completely illegal. And so what Charlie realizes is like, oh, so I'm like legit, like I won't even be able to fight this.
I'm going to prison.
Exactly. And then what he does is as soon as he sends that memo, it says we're doing a Doe style audit and we're going to be, taking a look at whatever that everybody interpreted the way that they did initially. He sends that out, then he dies. Well, now if they ever come back and ask any questions about any of the financial relationships that were created during the Charlie era, well, they got a complete clean slate. They're like, that's Charlie. Charlie made those decisions. Charlie made those decisions. You can't prosecute Charlie. He's dead. And so all of them are completely exonerated. By doing this, he basically sacrifices himself, and then none of his people, any of his lieutenants, any of the people that followed him are going to be able to get prosecuted either, because they would have gotten prosecuted also. So he has no more risk of going to prison, and now he takes the risk off of all of the people that were his inner circle also. That's what I think. That's what I think it is. I think that's why he sent the memo, and that's why it was the way it was.
And on top of that, you are always more valuable dead than alive. So Turning Point USA made $250 million in 6 months because Charlie Kirk died. So that's kind of like icing on a cake. You fake your death, and next thing you know, because you faked your death, your company made $250 million. So I totally agree with you. All right.
Yeah.
So,
and they actually, I think that call that Candace played was actually like, I'm pretty sure that was because that call where she talked about the money, I think was like right after the memorial. So it was like 2 weeks after he got killed. So I think they raised all that money in like 2 weeks. And
I think that was 50 million in 2 weeks. It was 250 million within the 6 months.
Are you sure? Like what did she say on the call? I thought because you oh my God, my muscles are all of a sudden trying to cramp super hard, both legs. But if I fall out of my chair, that's what just happened. Like my hamstring is trying real hard to cramp right now.
Oh, you okay?
But, yeah, I'm good. Okay. But yeah, like man, you might be right. I thought either way though, that call that she played where she was talking about the money right after the memorial, that was the moment for me where I had kind of been like, dude, maybe he's alive. This behavior is also weird. Yeah. That call was the one where I was like, no way. Like, that's it. Like, there's no, like, this is behavior that's impossible, because I knew she had to be in the room with all of the other people. And it's like, there's no possible way that Charlie Kirk is the leader of this organization. People thought that TPUSA wasn't even going to survive. They're like, Charlie Kirk is TPUSA. Yeah. And then you got all them in there, and she's like that elated, and no one is remembering. Like, we're supposed to be in like deep mourning right now. I'm like, no way. This is impossible.
Oh, let me play this real quick.
We'll refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
A few moments later.
My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
That's literally how it went.
Yeah. I'm talking about the one where you can't see her face. You know what I'm talking about? The one that she played where you can only hear the recording.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one where you're like, what is?
She was just like, guys, we just made all this money.
We did it.
Think about how many hats we sold. I'm like, hats?
Yeah.
You talking about hats? What?
Yeah. You sound like the kind of person who just pulled off one of the greatest magic tricks in the world, and then it all worked. And it was like, it hasn't worked yet, dude. Like, you're only 2 weeks out. This can all blow up in your guys' face.
And that's why I say Erica Kirk is either an idiot or she's a genius. Because if she isn't going to prison, and he's either dead or she's not going to prison and he faked his death, and at some point we just go on about our business, even if Turning Point falls apart, they still made $250 million.
It's not going to. They're like,
I think it is.
I think that they have plans that are way bigger than all of this. Like I think that well, and I'm not going to take credit for this. Actually, I think this because people who are better researchers than me have researched this and then told me about it. That like, what they've got going on. I don't want to step on their work, but like Danks has found a lot of really interesting stuff that like, at first I'm like, that's interesting. And then it actually all kind of fits into one.
Wars of finance. Yep. So let's read these super chats real quick. And this is you right here. You want to read yours?
Yeah, sure. Hope you're right about Charlie Kirk being alive. Why do you think anybody who talks about the Snake Eyes movie leaves out the part about the FBI guy working for an Israeli weapons company? Dude,
that was part of it too.
There's the plot of the movie is the whole thing ends up being about like definitely an Israel like weapons thing where I thought like a defense company is selling the weapons to Israel maybe, but
try to say IHOP.
Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. I know better than that.
It's okay.
But I can't remember. I haven't dude, honestly, I haven't watched the movie back, but
I need to watch the whole movie because if it was them behind the shooting in the movie, that would add.
It's not. In the movie, it's not. It ends up. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
I want to watch the actual movie. Shout out, LeBron went to the Diddy parties. Thank you for your super chat. All right, this is you. This is your people.
Alvara, how are you? Thank you for the super chat. It's really nice to see the two of you collaborating together. Great minds think alike. Yes, man. Thank you.
This is you.
Oh, ironically calls himself Mr. Lake. Oh, come on, dude. You paid to say that? That's me.
Go finish.
That's not true either.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's not true.
Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Allie Top Files. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think Charlie faked it, but they killed him anyway, tricked him. So it was supposed to be a faking of the situation. And according to Allie, because she said this before, they tricked him and actually unalived him anyway. I was on Barron's Live discussing electrocution theory and thoughts. Hands were burnt. Water so close. The water was so close. Yeah, because it was water like right around the actual tent. And the transmitter on one of the speaker wires was in the grass and fake actors. What do you think about that?
Well, I think like I saw the like his hands being black, and so what I think they did was that they detonated a device underneath him to make it look like he got shot and he was ready, and that very much could have electrocuted him. I don't really have like a solid answer on that. I do think that the theory that like they faked it then killed him anyway. I'm like, but what? I don't even where's what? Like that's one of those theories that to me it's like people can't get their brain around the fact that if they faked it that he's alive. So they're like, okay, I see that this does make sense. Like it looks like maybe they did fake it, but they're like, but my brain literally will not allow me to reverse that Charlie's dead. So I guess they killed because like why?
It's almost like they kill somebody and they bring them back to life, or they bring them back to life and they kill. Like that's kind of like too much of a double. Like, why go through all of that? Fake, because trying to fake a death is a lot of work. To
this one especially
kill the person, everybody was like, "Yo, you killed them. What are you doing?" Nobody's ready for that. So I don't know. But shout out to Allie.
The thing that Barron brought up too with those calls, that with someone who is hanging out of the SUV and all that,
his legs
is interesting. Yeah, that's what I think it is too, because he's so tall. He's 6'5", dude.
Yeah. I don't think it was anything to that. Sometimes a narrative could be narrative. Any narrative can be spent in any kind of way, right? His legs being like hanging out of the truck. Everybody. Like Frank Turk said, his legs was hanging out the truck. So
he did. Okay, so then that
Frank Turk said that's old news. But the narrative can be spent that he was trying to get out of the truck and they were trying to you know, and he's like, let me out. And that's kind of like the narrative that was being spun, you know, and shout out to Baron. I like Baron, but I'm like, that's a kind of, I don't know about that. So,
but he's trying, but like in that narrative, I assume is if they faked it, then he's trying, because if that's real, the wound I saw, like when I watched it, I'm like, I said immediately, I'm like, either nobody survives that. Like, no, like I was, you know, when I watched it I was like, oh dude, before they announced he was dead, I told my audience, I'm like, he's dead for sure. Like for absolute sure. So like, yeah, that's confusing.
So shout out to Everett, Jesse, and Mr. Let Go. Let's go. All right, this is you.
Blink twice. Okay. Stephanie, thank you very much. Watch the movie Blink Twice. They told us before they told us. Dude,
did you
that's
see Blink
a good
Twice?
flick right there.
I seen that 3 times. I would see that a 4th time.
That's good.
Like, every time I have a chick over, not saying I got chicks over all the time, and if they never seen Blink Twice, I'm like, you want to see this? You know how you scrolling around?
Yeah.
Have you seen this? No, I never seen that. I'll be ready to see it again because it's still so good.
If you like that movie, I got movies. Dude, have you seen The Invitation from 2015? There's 2 invitations. One of them is like 2021 or 2022, and it's like vampires kind of. Not that one. 2015 is. I'll send you. Anybody who has not seen this movie,
send me the invitation. I love movies.
It me too,
especially those type of movies.
Dude, this is my like. Anytime that you go on like Chat GPT or whatever, and you're like, I want a really good slow burn mystery horror, it will recommend this within the first 5. And I saw this.
Really?
Do not, under any circumstances, do not watch the trailer. Like if you watch the trailer, like you have to go in blind, like go in completely blind, don't know nothing about it. I will tell you, it's a dinner party. That's all. Like, don't look at anything. You should go in blind, and that movie will blow your mind.
Wait, was it about the restaurant?
No, that's the menu, and that movie's awesome.
That's the menu. The menu was good. Okay,
yeah, that movie's awesome.
The menu was
super good. So if you like Blink Twice in the menu, you will love The Invitation. Honestly, I actually the Invitation is number 1 out of those 3, and I think all 3 of them are really good.
Okay. All right. Shout out to Stephanie. Wait a minute. Let's see. All right. Shout out to Stephanie. Watch the movie Blink Twice. Let's see. Agree with everything you are saying. Thank you. Well, TY. I don't know. What is TY? I'm old.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Side note. Okay. I thought that was something else. Did you get my clips about the Nancy? Oh, this is you.
Oh, Nancy Guthrie wrist tat and superimposed mask over Lucas. I did not, but I will. If you reshare those with me and then like title all caps Nancy Guthrie, I'll make sure that I see it. Sometimes my email goes bananas, like, but I will look. I saw Nancy Guthrie, today. We will give $1 million for her return. It's like, what is happening with that case? I can't make heads or tails of that case at all, man.
I think it's all fake. 1,000%.
Or she's been dead this whole time, and then like they're trying to cover it up or something.
Yeah, probably some Charlie Kirk type of stuff.
the inverse, the exact inverse.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. All right, shout out Everett. I imagined this a year ago. Mr. Let Go and Jesse on fire. That's what's up. All right. Let's see. This is you.
Oh boy, mama of 382. Nice, but thank you. Love you both. After watching everybody and everyone, he had to fake this because dude, I know what happened to you. It happens to me every time I try to do super chats. Like it takes, for some reason, when I do super chats, it won't let me type, and then it does typos like this. It's not your fault. Love you both. After it came, he had faked his death because how everyone is acting close to him. No red juice, not investigating people close to him, digging up the ground. Listen to you two. Show me Charlie Kirk why. Man, I can't. Man, dude, I honestly,
why did they do this to us? I would say,
why did they fake it?
Yeah, why did they do it?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think honestly that aside from the thing about prison, I think that Charlie and them really genuinely believe that there's a fight between good and evil happening, and they are the good side, and they are, if they're not willing to like meet the enemy where they fight, then they'll lose. And this was meant to give them the ability to go after the demons, which are definitely the bad guys over there.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. This is you.
Yep. Oh yeah. Give it a say, guys. Charles Kirkland correlation. Charlie may be initially hired years ago with the end goal of being a martyr. Possible. People say Charlie wouldn't do that, but he was a character from the start. I mean, so one thing that I agree with is when people say Charlie wouldn't do that, and then they like lay out their reasoning. I'm always like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how anybody is like, there's no way this guy would do that. And not just about Charlie, but just in general. It's like, you don't know what anybody, you can say that about yourself, or you can say that about like people you know really well. But like someone,
you don't know these people.
You don't know these people, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is me. Shout out to Still Here Somehow. Guys, have you seen the video? Pam Bondi warns Erica to run by Cloudville. Is this legit? Love you both.
Let me see.
Pam Bondi warns Erica to run. That sounds scary. All right. And shout out to Randall Crow. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Okay. I found the video. I don't know. It's 10 minutes long though. So yeah, I'll watch it afterwards for sure.
Okay. So now let's go a little bit, because I kind of like wanted to play devil's advocate for the first time, right? So now I agree with you. I just want to play devil's advocate. Yeah. So to the people watching, are you guys aware that Charlie Kirk sold his house? He purchased it for $4.75 million, and then they initially listed the home in March of 2024 for $6.5 million, but ultimately accepted a lower offer after they sold the house on the market, and the house sold in February of 2025. So the first thing,
a motivated seller, I guess, maybe like almost like they had a deadline.
Right. So that's kind of like what I was saying, because we all know that they sold their house, but why would you sell the house for a lower price?
Well, how much lower?
Right. So it's like, why was Charlie Kirk so much of a motivated seller? Maybe because he was planning on doing something, So that kind of like tracks with what you're saying.
What they bought it for and what they sold it for is important. Like if they took like if he took $1.5 million hit, then you're like, why would they do that? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they bought it and sold it for,
So hold on, let's see. How much did Charlie Kirk sell his house for? They're just saying how much it was on the market for. Oh, it sold for $5 million.
And he bought it for 6.5?
No, he bought it for 4.75.
Okay.
So he didn't make any money.
That's possible. As long as he didn't take a loss Yeah,
okay. Yeah. He tried to sell it for 6.5, but it ended up selling for 5. So okay.
That house is bananas. That house is so massive, dude.
So here's another thing proving that your theory is possibly true. Check this out.
And under oath testimony that pulls back the corrupt political machine.
All right. So I don't know if you've seen this before.
What you're about to hear isn't a theory. It's a firsthand, under oath testimony that pulls back the curtain on the single most corrupt political machine we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And it explains a lot of what's happening right now. Part 1, the January 6th blueprint. It was always turning point. Manhattan Madam is a political publicist with 16 years experience inside the conservative movement. She sat before the January 6th committee and told a story that should have been front page news for weeks. She didn't plead the fifth, she laid it all out. And here's the core of her testimony, and man, is it explosive. First, the lie. We were told January 6th was a grassroots, organic movement of patriots. That was a lie. It was a professionally planned and lavishly funded operation. The orchestrator, the main funder and organizer, according to her sworn testimony, was Turning Point USA. This is the group that masquerades.
Hold up. Let me ask you a question. Is this a real person or is this AI? If I was going to bet right now, I would bet that this girl right there is AI, that's not a real person.
Ha ha.
She sounds like just like those callers sound almost good enough, but not good enough, you know?
I thought the same way. And I reached out to Manhattan Madam myself. Check this out.
For the January 6th committee, I'm one of the few people that
I think I'm buffering a little bit so their lips aren't.
I testified under oath for the January 6th committee. I'm one of the few people that didn't plead the fifth, that knew about the funding and the organization behind the event.
Oh,
Most
dude,
of you
I
don't
know what
know.
she's talking about the rally. Like she's talking because there was for sure Turning Point was involved in like the rally in DC. Like that, that's not for sure. That's true. But the rally itself and then them storming the Capitol are two completely different things. You know what I mean?
So that's interesting. I'm gonna look into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know for sure, but like there was a huge event in DC on January 6th, like planned. So like that wouldn't surprise me at all if TPUSA funded that and helped market it or whatever. I don't really know what they were. Well, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really paying super close attention to the like dispute of the election stuff because like that's just like pure politics, and I don't really pay attention or care that much.
But there is okay. Just to get into this a little bit, there was fraud, and it had a lot to do with Tyler Boyer and
the slate of electors thing.
Yeah, he was about
That's
to go.
That's the one thing I do know about now.
Yeah, and Trump pardoned Tyler Boyer and a bunch of other people when he got into office. And that was part of the reason why if Trump did not win, a lot of people would have went to prison because he was about to go to prison. Tyler Boyer was about to go to prison.
Jake Hoffman was in that too?
Yeah. So it was a thing. Quick commercial break, real quick.
Is sweeping the country, and it's a car. This just in, a new way of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change? This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions. Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from?
This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
If you have any issues with your mother, if you have a daughter, and whether you're a man or a woman, and you know that your daughter would love to get, because I have daughters, right? Sometimes your daughter does not understand you. Sometimes you don't understand your daughter, whether you're a father, you're a mother, and there's some type of disconnect there. If this is you, make sure to get my my mother-daughter card game. It is 2 separate decks in one game because sometimes your mother doesn't live there or your daughter doesn't live with you. You could just send the daughter deck to the daughter or send the mother deck to the mother, and y'all can play over the phone if y'all don't live together. I think this is very important for a lot of people because just like the woman said in the video, sometimes a man's marriage can turn into something where he's confused on why is my wife acting like this? Why is my wife changing? And it could have something to do with how your wife or your woman is dealing with her mother. Sometimes there's mother-daughter issues and it can actually affect the household. So I created a barcode for the mother-daughter card game for the people watching on the TV. Click the link that's under this video or hit the barcode that is on your TV. But Jesse, I know you have a lot of things you got to go do. Oh, who is this little person? Hey.
He's going to do something.
Oh, okay. How are you?
Good.
I have a mother-daughter card game. Would you be interested in playing this with your mom?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, I have products that are meant to keep the family together and to help young women understand their mothers and for mothers to understand their daughters.
Whoops. Oh, I had my daughter here, like wait. I was going to grab something. I was like, "Hey, just sit here." And then they come back. She was just gonna be like,
"I know, right?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sending you a mother daughter card game, man, because I love just how like entrenched you are with your family. Like I called you last night, you was like, "Oh, I'm putting my daughters to bed." You are a 1,000% father. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because I
number one
love
job in the world.
I know that's right, because I have daughters of my own. But yeah, man, I know you got to get up out of here. You got a lot of stuff to do. But let everybody know to follow you and where to follow you at, because the people in my chat can literally just follow you right now. Just let them know.
Yeah, on YouTube, Jesse on Fire, and on X and Instagram, my handle's real Jesse on Fire. And I don't even know how I would describe my brand. Generally speaking, if I have any opinion that is the same as either mainstream party, that would probably be the first time that's ever happened. Like I never end up agreeing with it ever with either side ever. So yeah.
But yeah, so
thank you for having me on, dude. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, man, I've been watching your content for a minute, and yeah, I just reached out to him. He's good people, and I know his people. His people knows me, and that's kind of like what's crazy about this Candace sphere. Everybody knows each other, whether they know them or not. They're either watching each other's content or they know somebody in the background that knows the other person, and everybody's communicating with each other. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, and shout out to Danks, of course. And yeah, man. And if you want to have me on whenever you want to, like, just let me know.
For sure, man. I appreciate you.
All right,
guys.
All right, well, have a good one.
Thanks, later.
All right. So let's go a little farther down this rabbit hole, because I know a couple other people dropped super chats. Let's see. Feds respond to the rally and Wraith crowd to storm. Okay, that's interesting. Resent. Okay, they resent the email. All right. Fake assassination attempt, but they actually killed him, or he died in accident. Kind of like what Ali Top File said. Okay. And shout out to Boy Mama of 3. That's what's up. So I want to show you guys something before we head up out of here. This is something that a lot of people probably didn't see, so I'm just going to share this with y'all for a second.
Risen to become the CEO of Turning Point US. Powerful political groups in.
So shout out to James Lee. This right here is some information that I want to share with you guys. And this is kind of like, I did a show on this, and this is kind of like explaining that Erica Kirk may have been part of the mob. Yes, the mafia.
Since Charlie's death, Erica Kirk, his widowed wife, has risen to become the CEO of Turning Point USA, which is one of the most powerful political groups in the United States. In our last video, we dug into her past, the modeling, the reality shows, the dating, despite claims to the contrary. But there's something we overlooked last time: the roommate who she mentioned.
I'll say is, when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw that kid.
So put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this before or heard of this before. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen or heard of this before, of Erica Kirk adjacently being part of the mafia.
Seriously, through my roommate, how terrible it was.
So who was this roommate? Well, turns out her roommate is not just some random person. It is actually a family member who is going to unlock for us an entire family tree that upends her well-curated image and potentially expose her connection to a complex network of financial fraud, casino gambling, and foreign influence, allegedly. And before we dive in, I just want to say that everything I'm about to tell you is verifiable. It's in the public domain. You could look it up for yourself. None of it is speculation. This is Erica Kirk, then Franz V, with her
So the thing about it is, for Erica Kirk to be so close to the military, for Erica Kirk to be in a position where she doesn't ever have to worry about going to prison for the Romania angel stuff, for Charlie Kirk's death. Like, no matter what she gets connected to, nothing ever happens to Erica Kirk, right? Part of this may be because she has mafia ties. I don't know.
Roommate at the time, Nicole Rothstein.
Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you.
And Nicole Rothstein, as it turns out, is her cousin. How do we know that? Well, she responded to this clip featuring Erica Kirk talking about her Shabbat Shaloming. And she responded by saying, quote, as her cousin, who is fully Jewish, half of her family is Jewish. While she herself is a Christian, she has celebrated many Jewish holidays with our side of the family and highly respects.
So right there, you see that, you can't control who you're some kin to. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but Erica is adjacently kin to IHOP,
the Jewish.
So not only does she work with IHOP is a part of her family.
Religion. You can see the name and handle, Nicole Rothstein. Now, I'm glad I archived that, because if you go and look for that Nicole Rothstein account right now, I'm pretty sure it's no longer there. Now, Nicole Rothstein's father is a guy named Alan Rothstein, who you could see in this Instagram post is sitting next to her. And Erica Kirk writes, there's something powerful about God's strategic planning when it comes to the people he has surrounding you. How blessed I am to have individuals like Uncle Alan in my life that are filled with spirit. Now, this is where things start to get pretty interesting.
Yeah, Uncle Alan. Check out Uncle Alan.
Because the next logical question would be, who is this uncle of hers, Alan Rothstein? Well, I was able to find this SEC document that lists one Alan P. Rothstein, and I've confirmed that this is the same person. And here it describes him as a member of the board of directors of this company called Innumerable, which will come up later, so remember that name. He's also owned another company called Shazoom LLC, remember that as well, a business funding company. And from 2002 through 2007, Mr. Rothstein was the co-founder and chairman of a company called Nano Dynamics Incorporated. Now, it sounds all pretty impressive, but as it turns out, with a little bit more digging, Mr. Alan Rothstein, Erica's uncle, may have been quite the sketchy guy. For Nano Dynamics, it looks like he was sued in bankruptcy court. And from what I'm told, in bankruptcy terms, when a trustee sues a director or a founder like Alan Rothstein, it is believed typically that person may have taken money out of the company improperly before it collapsed. And then remember the company Innumerable, which he served on the board of directors. That was apparently a penny stock that traded on the OTC markets before also going bankrupt. And then there's this company Shazoom LLC, which if you remember is a business funding company. And based on my research, it seems like Shazoom LLC has almost zero footprint, no major client reviews, no press releases of funded.
And this is kind of like what happens with a lot of Turning Point USA affiliates. When you look into their paperwork, they don't have any employees. They don't have any money going through them. And they're all just random shell companies. Turning Point USA has 4 shell companies. And just like that guy, the company isn't even doing anything. The company doesn't have any employees. So yeah, that guy right there is a part of the mob. So with all that being said, when you just look at everything Erica Kirk has been involved in, the fact that nothing ever happens to her could possibly have something to do with the fact that she's adjacently connected to the mafia. Last video I want to show y'all. And this right here is absolutely hilarious. Everybody hit the like button.
Voice or something so powerful.
So somebody wanted me to do a part 2 on this. So this is a recent video of Erica Kirk at a high school. This happened about 2 weeks ago. So this is in fact recent.
He chose to use his voice for something.
And I want you to pay attention to how disheveled she looks.
So powerful. And
talk, lady.
I want you guys to understand that every decision will make a mark on your soul. It will. So as a young
So she comes to this school allegedly drunk as a skunk, and nobody knows why. And a lot of people were asking me, hey, how do you know this is real? It's on YouTube. Was it slowed down? It's on YouTube. Did you do something to this? No, it's on YouTube. So this is an actual video. This is raw video of somebody's phone. All right, just so y'all know.
man, you know that one day you're gonna be a father. You know the way that you treat women, the way that you live your life every single day, it matters. Ladies, be that, be ladies, be modest. Live your life in a way that's honoring. Honor your parents. Build something greater than just focusing on what's next.
And I made sure you guys can see the captions because she's so inebriated where you can't even understand what she's saying. So read up under the video because I don't know what the hell she's saying except for what I'm reading at the bottom of the screen.
In your life, don't compromise your character.
Now look what she has on, y'all.
You guys might think it's brave to go along with the crowd. You guys might think it's brave to laugh at certain things that aren't funny. But just know that people are watching, and one day you might be in a position of leadership that people will look back on your life 12, 13, 15 years, and they'll say, wow, you made those choices, you made those decisions. Yeah, in those moments. But my aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
This woman literally stands up in front of all these people, kids in particular, and says, never do something that will put you on the cover of a newspaper. And you do whatever it is you did. Either you orchestrate the faking of your husband's death, or you have knowledge of somebody else unaliving your husband. Either one. You're on the front of a newspaper, ma'am. You're on the front of thousands of YouTube videos, ma'am. So what are you talking about? Somebody says she's confessing. I don't know what she's doing, but she's absolutely nuts. That's one thing I can say. She's nuts.
Live your life in that way. Not because you're...
So the children, because it's a high school, so the children in the crowd are laughing at her because she seems drunk.
Being constricted, not because you're afraid, but because you hold yourself to a higher standard. And I want to encourage you guys to do that. And I also want to encourage you guys, don't compromise your character. There's no reason to do that.
This happened about 2 weeks ago.
You might think it's cool to insult people. You might think... The man that took my husband's life, he made a choice over a course of time. He made the wrong decision consistently over his life. And so I want you guys to understand that even though your choice might be small, I don't care if it's deciding whether or not to put the grocery cart back in the sand or something as grand as finding...
Put the grocery cart back in the sand? I'm reading at the bottom. Read at the bottom, y'all. It literally says whether or not you put the grocery cart back in the sand. Do y'all see what it says? Because I was like, maybe I'm crazy, but she just said, put the grocery cart back in the sand. So I had to look at it again. She literally said, put the grocery cart back in the sand. Let's back it up. What is she talking about?
I don't care if it's deciding whether or not to put the grocery cart back in the sand or something as grand as finding a way to forgive someone.
What is she talking about? Yo, if anybody out there is like, y'all need to leave her alone. After this, we're not leaving her alone because she needs to leave the drugs or the alcohol alone. Because what the hell does the grocery cart being in the sand have to do? What is she talking about?
Who's deeply hurt you. Those choices leave a mark on your soul for eternity. People will watch it. One day your kids will watch it. And
I've never even seen a grocery cart near sand to put the grocery cart in it. Grocery carts in sand are so, there's no way in the world I will ever see a grocery cart in the sand. Nowhere. She's just making, this is weird.
So I again am so grateful to be here because this is where it all started for Charlie. And it was always so special for him because he understood that.
Somebody said the stand, the cart rack. Okay. Maybe she said the stand. Put the grocery cart in the stand, in the grocery cart rack. Why in the world would you be standing in front of a high school full of kids talking about putting a grocery cart in the rack? What type of motivation does that have to do with anything? Like, what are you motivating kids to do by talking about whether you put the grocery cart back at the stand or whether you do this? Because you got to remember, the context of what she's saying is don't make mistakes that would put you on the front of a video or a newspaper. That's what she said. Then she said 10, 15 years later, you're going to look back at your life as this and that or whatever. So even with that context, it makes no sense. And she sounds belligerent and incoherent. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. There's no reason in the world for you to say, put the grocery cart back in the stand, in the sand, in the cart, on top of a car. There's no reason to say that. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Because some of y'all may say, I'm being too hard on her. You know she didn't say sand. Okay, stand sounds even as just as dumb. Because what are you talking about? Children? Grocery cart? Children aren't going grocery shopping. They're children.
There's something so much greater when you...
Ma'am, talk.
Sorry, it's just been really emotional.
Oh my God.
Something that's so important when even with understanding the character.
Oh my God, she has notes and she's sounding this belligerent. She has notes and she's sounding this belligerent. So you wrote down something about a damn grocery cart? What in the world? She's reading notes.
Sorry, it's just been really emotional these past few days. I apologize.
I didn't even see this the last time. This woman is reading notes and sounds this crazy? That's nuts. That's even worse. You're reading notes and you're sounding this crazy. Let's keep going. She's reading notes.
Something that's so important when even with understanding the character. On the internet, it's so easy to hide behind a keyboard. It is so easy to press send after typing something out that you think will have no ramifications. But it does. There's someone on the end of that computer, under the phone. And so, as you go about your life and understanding that choices do mold you, I just want to encourage you guys to be bold and fearless. Not everyone is called to be on the front lines. That's okay. Support those that are. Pray for those. Be there for them in ways that you could not even imagine, but just know that the enemy would love nothing more than to.
I'm quite sure the kids are asleep right now. I'm quite sure the kids are like, yo, what in the hell is happening here?
Confuse you, to put you in a position where you don't think your life matters or someone else's doesn't matter, but it does. And so just remember again.
Somebody said, what the F is this? This is Erica Kirk at a high school last week, babbling and rambling on about shopping carts. Everybody put shopping carts in the chat. Spam the chat with shopping carts, y'all. There's a shopping cart emoji. Go find it and drop it in the chat.
Every choice that you make, is it bringing you closer? For me, closer to heaven. That's my focus now. Closer to heaven, closer to being the person that God has told you to be, or is it bringing you further away? When someone's criticizing you, is it constructive criticism, or is it
Drop the shopping carts in the chat, y'all. Erica's shopping cart is her new name.
criticism that is going to harm you? It is not going to harm you, and it's constructive.
Oh my God.
To harm you.
What are you talking about, lady?
Again, the reason why high schools are so important to me, when I was talking to POTUS a few weeks ago, I told him.
She says the reason why not shopping carts. She said the reason why high schools are so important to me. Well, it's a possibility because for whatever reason you were caught sexting a high schooler. Turning Point USA, like I showed you earlier, they have a tendency to target high schoolers. They love high schoolers. It's not just Erica Kirk. Turning Point USA spends a lot of energy in man hours reaching out and hiring high schoolers. And the CEO was caught sexting a high schooler.
I said, something that's really special is the fact that these students, a lot of them, how many of you guys are going to vote in the midterms? Any of you? Old enough yet? That's awesome. I want to know why. I want to know why that's important to you. And I even told POTUS, I want to know what's on their heart and mind that I can share back with you once I hear, because I want to know, I will never forget the first time I ever voted. Ever.
She went from shopping carts to voting. Now she's about to go into this diatribe talking about voting. And just for a second, everybody watching, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And for the people watching me, make sure to subscribe to Jesse on Fire's channel. So take a second to everybody start subscribing to either my channel or Jesse on Fire's channel. Everybody right now, everybody hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. Everybody subscribe to Jesse on Fire's channel, and everybody subscribe to my channel. Let's go. Everybody start hitting the subscribe button. Subscribe, and hit the like button, hit the like button. Subscribe. Let's have a subscription party. Everybody start subscribing to the other person's channel that you are not subscribed to.
And I want you guys to harness that same heartstring, because using your voice that way is very powerful than the other. God bless you. So when you guys do have a chance, please make sure you guys go out and do that struggle that's out there. But again, I just want to encourage you, guys and girls, please, there's so much more to life than what's in these four walls.
This is
bad. About this last day on earth. We were texting back and forth before everything happened. And I told him, I love you, I'm proud of you. And I said, go have fun. And you can do that. You can have fun in a way where you're making your decisions. But on your family, on yourself, and on your future self. Again, I'm so grateful to be here. God bless you guys. Sorry I was late again, but that's why. So.
That is bad. Absolutely bad. So somebody said they needed a link for my channel. Just go to Mr. Let Go, MRLETGO, and click the link. Just go to my channel. My channel is Mr. Let Go, MRLETGO. It's very simple. So go to Mr. Let Go. So These are the actual comments that were under the video. So this right here.
It'll be the only file that comes up.
Oh, hold on. Wrong video.
It's dated.
Oh, hold on. I want y'all to see the comments under the video. Where is it? And any of my moderators, if you can drop my channel in the chat. Moderators, drop my channel in the chat. Drop my channel.
The way that you treat women, the way that you live.
Okay, so right here, this is Erica Kirk's comments. So everybody check out Erica Kirk's comments.
I was to use his voice or something.
So check out her comments. This is everybody in the comments. This is absolutely hilarious.
The way that you treat women, the way that you live your life every single day, it matters. Ladies, be ladies, be modest. Live your life in a way that's honoring your parents. Build something greater than just focusing on what's next in your life. Don't compromise your character. You guys might think it's great to go along with the crowd. You guys might think it's great.
So right here, it says, I love when a girl giggled when Erica said, never do something that will put you on the front page of a newspaper. Who's taking advice from her? She needs to stop. She sounds drunk.
One day, you might be in a position of leadership that people will look back on your life 12, 13, 15 years, and they'll say, wow, you made those choices, you made those decisions. Yeah, in those moments. But my aunt used to tell
A prideful captain running a ship that's about to sink.
not because you're being constricted, not because you're afraid, but because you hold yourself to a higher standard. And I want to encourage you guys to do that. And I also want to encourage you guys, don't
Public speaking isn't for you.
do that. You might think it's cool to insult people.
Yo, somebody says, geez, I feel dumber just watching this. That is hilarious.
The man that took my husband's life, he made a choice over a course of time. He made the wrong decision consistently over his life. And so I want you guys to understand that even though your choice might be small, I don't care if it's deciding whether or not to put the grocery cart back in the sand or something as grand as finding a way to forgive someone who's deeply.
See, she said it right there. Putting the grocery cart back in the sand. I heard the S word. She said sand. I don't know why. She said S-A-N-D.
Those choices leave a mark on your soul for eternity. People will watch it. One day your kids will watch it. And so I again am so grateful to be here. Really, and it was always so special for him because he understood that there's something so much greater when you.
They said she is the most boring public speaker. What credibility does she have to be speaking to anyone? And I just put my YouTube link in the chat. So I just pinned my YouTube link at the top of the chat, y'all. I just pinned my YouTube link at the top of the chat. So you can click that link right there and go to that link. So anybody looking for my link to follow me on YouTube, I just sent it in the chat, and it is pinned at the top.
Sorry, it's just been really emotional. These past few days.
I ran out of shit to say.
Something that's so important, even with understanding the character.
They said 5 months ago, 70,000 people cheered and cried for her as she spoke at Charlie's memorial. Now she can't make it through this talk without calling out kids for giggling at her. She made her bed with the people, and now she has to lay in it. That's a fact.
I encourage you guys to be bold and
Deal
fearless.
with it.
Not everyone's called to be on the front lines. That's okay. Support those that are. Pray for those. Be there for them in ways that you could not even imagine, but just know that the enemy would love nothing more than to confuse you, to put you in a position where you don't think your life matters or someone else's doesn't matter, but it does. Students, a lot of them, how many of you guys?
Look, she's slurring so bad and stumbling on her own words. Candace Owens and Baron Coleman needs to see this. That is a fact.
So vote in the midterms. Any of you old enough yet? That's awesome.
It's almost like she's speaking another language.
I don't know why. I don't know why that's important to you.
Yes, I watched his series. His series, Jesse on Fire series was great. I watched it.
And I even told POTUS, like, I want to know what's on your heart.
She's caught up in her massive ego that has been shattered by the death of Charlie. And besides, she ain't got what it takes. That is a fact.
Why that I can show back to you once I hear, because I want to know. I will never forget the first time I ever voted. Ever. And I want you guys to harness that same heartstring. Because using your voice that way is very powerful than the other. God bless you. So when you guys do get a chance, please make sure you guys go out and do that straw hold that's out there. But again, I just want to encourage you, guys and girls, please, like, there's so much more to life than what's in these four walls.
This is so bad. She is really speaking about her past. She wants you to learn to keep your past clean so people have nothing to talk about when you inherit the company your husband owned after you killed him.
Charlie got his last day on
Allegedly.
We were texting back and forth before everything happened. And I told him, I love you, I'm proud of you. And it's like a lot of fun. And you can do that.
Erica is so laughable, and she truly is such an evil witch. You got to remember, y'all, these are the comments. I'm not making this stuff up. 189 comments. She is a witch that had everything to do with Charlie's death. Damn.
Have fun when you're making the decisions on your family, on yourself, and on.
Somebody says, where is the debate with Jesse? It was a friendly debate. I just wanted to play devil's advocate and, have different conversations with him. So it wasn't really a debate, but it was just a good conversation. Jesse's my guy. So remember, this is like 11 days ago. The woman really thought she could speak in a room full of high schoolers unprepared.
Sorry, I was late again, but that's why. So, thank you for having me.
So that is Erica Kirk making a plumb fool of herself, embarrassing herself, looking inebriated, and possibly depressed. So I'm going to get up out of here. So everybody watching, like I said earlier, make sure to subscribe to Jesse on Fire's YouTube channel. Somebody drop Jesse on Fire's YouTube channel in the chat, please. And here's my YouTube channel right here. So everybody make sure to subscribe to Jesse on Fire's YouTube channel if you have not already. I got about 1,000 people in here that are my people. Make sure to subscribe. So he should have 1,000 new subscribers and I should have like 1,000 new subscribers. So make sure to subscribe and also hit the like button. And for anybody looking to fix their relationship or make their relationship better with their mother or their daughter, let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a parent of a daughter. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a parent of a daughter. Put a 1 in the chat if you are the parent of a daughter. I have daughters. So daughters are extremely important to me because I have girls myself. And like, I'm a 1000% daddy's girl. So I created this card game right here to put women in a position and fathers in a position also to get a better understanding of their daughter's needs, their daughter's perspective on life. Because I remember when both of my daughters, when both of them turned like 14, it was right at the same age, 14. My daughters are 4 years apart. My daughters were 14. Well, one of my daughters turned 14 and she became standoffish. And me and her mom was just like, hey, what's wrong? You don't understand me. I don't want to talk to you. And I was just like, okay, what's going on? I don't know. And me and her mom was just like, what's going on? And next thing you know, 4 years later, when my youngest daughter turned 14, she did the same thing. You don't understand me. I don't want to talk to you. How was school? It's okay. Well, what happened? Nothing. What happened? Nothing. You want to talk? No. And I'm like, yo, why are you acting like this? And I was like, oh, hormones, a lot of different things going on, her own perspective in life out of, away from us. It started turning into a potential problem. And I'm like, hey, I'm your dad. She's your mom. Like, we're not your enemies. But hormones can put your daughter in a place where she don't even like you anymore. But I'm going to say this. Play this card game with your daughter, no matter what age she is. Somebody said, my daughter is my bestie. How old is she, though? Because she could be your bestie at 7. But the second she turns 14, you don't understand me. I hate you. Slamming doors. You're like, yo, what's happening? So I'm telling you, your daughter could turn into your worst enemy if those hormones start changing. And that's what this card game is for. And the link is under this video, and the link is also in the chat. Make sure to get this card game for your wife, for your daughter, for your mother, for anybody in your household, along with you, that will give you a better understanding of your daughter's needs, your mother's needs. So the thing about it is, this card game has 2 actual decks in each card game. It's 2 decks, one for the mother, one for the daughter. And this puts mom and daughter on equal playing fields. So if you go to your mom and say, hey, Ma, you want to play a card game? No, I won't play no card game. It's okay. I'll just give this to you and you just walk away. Her nosy ass is going to open this card game and she's going to read the questions that she can ask you. And next thing you know, she's going to be like, what are your questions saying? Oh, so you want to play now? And next thing you know, guess what? She's going to want to play it simply because she's nosy. Oh, she's 24. Okay, just like my daughters. Play this card game with your daughters. I'm telling you, it will be a totally different perspective that just becomes enlightened between both of you. So I'm out of here. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will drop the link to the card game again. And thank y'all for watching, and make sure to subscribe to Jesse on Fire's YouTube channel. His link is in the chat, and I just dropped my card game link in the chat also. So buy the card game, subscribe to the other person's channel, whether it's me or Jesse on Fire, hit the like button, and I am out of here. And some of y'all may have never heard this song before. I make music. So we're going to get out of here with this song here. And y'all let me know what y'all think, because some of y'all have never heard this song before. Let me know what y'all think to the new people.
Everybody hit the like button. Everybody.
Drop fire emojis in the chat if y'all like the song.
Everybody, everybody hit the like button. 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 If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. What? Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. If you got something to say, drop it in the comments. Don't be acting afraid. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know you at. Drop your city.
Of healing is sweeping the country, and it's a card game called Like Mother, Like Daughter. This game is powerful.
My favorite question was, if you could parent me all over again, what would you change?
This card game has a mother deck and a daughter deck, so we both have questions for each other.
These are some good questions. Do you think I'm a people pleaser? If so, where did I get this trait from? This card game actually helped my marriage, and the questions showed me that I still had unresolved issues with my mom, and I was taking them out on my husband.
If you don't do anything else, buy this card game. You won't regret it. Click the link below.
Like mother, like daughter, we are the same. You'll see when we play this game.
Talk to y'all later. Have a good one.